That's just a terrible take, personally.
We got shellacked.
Hello there, everyone. This is the starting lineup. I am your host, Trevor Shaughnessy, and I am happily joined by sports anchors Avery Klein and Elias Bonilla. This is going to be a fun one, guys. The University of Arizona saw tons of action in the forms of sets, scrimmages, and spikes. It's time to head into Arizona Roundtable to hear the latest scores and moments where the Wildcats show they mean business. Big news for Arizona tennis fans. Junior Jay Friend continues his breakout season, advancing to the main draw of the Fairfield Challenger in Fairfield, California. This isn't just another college-level event. This was a high-level tournament only one level below the pro-level ATP Tour. At this event, players competed for ATP points, and Friend earned his spot after winning 3 straight qualifying matches, capped by a dominant 6-3, 6-2 victory over Pepperdine's Tim Cicevogel, one of the top-ranked players in the collegiate tennis and a former All-American. What's impressive is that Jay wasn't just surviving, he was controlling the match from the first serve.
Absolutely, Trevor. The numbers from that match really tell the story. Jay won nearly 80% of his first serve points and broke Zeitvogel's serve 4 times across 2 sets. That is elite level efficiency. He mixed up his pace beautifully using heavy topspin, cross-court forehands to open up the court and then flattening out on a short ball to finish out the net. You could really see how much his game has matured. Last season, Jay was known primarily for his power, but now he has added patience and point construction to his toolkit. In the second set, for example, he caused 11 unforced errors from Zeitvogel by keeping the ball deep and changing direction early in the rallies. That is the kind of tactical discipline we only see from seasoned pros. And beyond that, just in this match, remember that in qualifying, he also defeated players from Stanford and UCLA, both known for their aggressive baseliners. That consistency against such different play styles shows that Jay is beginning to compete with a professional mindset.
I agree, and it's worth noting that level of consistency doesn't just happen overnight. It's a reflection of how well Arizona's coaching staff prepares their athletes technically and mentally. Elias, from your perspective, how does this performance highlight the growth of the program under Coach Clancy Shields?
What stands out to me is how this performance reflects on Arizona's tennis program overall. Under Coach Clancy Shields, the Wildcats have built a system that prepares players to transition smoothly into professional level tournaments. You can see it in Jay's confidence. He doesn't just look like a college player trying to keep up, he looks like he belongs out there. And let's not forget how mentally demanding the challenger circuit can be. You're facing players who have logged hundreds and hundreds of ATP matches, and yet Jay handled the pressure with the composure of a veteran. It's easy to underestimate how much these small details like maintaining a high first serve percentage or staying calm on break points can determine the outcome. As college students ourselves, it's inspiring to watch someone from our campus manage those moments on a professional court. It shows that discipline, adaptability, and preparation really do translate no matter the level.
Well said, Elias. Jay Friend's wins over Tim Zeitvogel and his run through the Fairfield qualifying draw mark a major step forward for both his personal development and the Arizona tennis program. The fact that he is competing and winning at this challenger level shows that he is not just representing the Wildcats, but also proving what is possible for college athletes with professional aspirations. His success is a reflection of the entire coaching staff, led by Coach Clancy Shields, along with Alexander Free and Jordan Gobady, who have built a culture of discipline, mental toughness, and technical growth. Beyond that, Arizona's attention also turns to the upcoming Lincoln Challenger and the ITA Regionals, where several Wildcats will be competing to build on the program's growing national momentum. Either way, this moment firmly establishes Jay Friend as a name to watch, not only here in Tucson, but across the entire college tennis landscape. Furthermore, Arizona women's volleyball had a huge week at McKale Center, pulling off a stunning sweep of number 16 Baylor in 3 extremely tight sets, 25-21, 32-30, and 25-23. What makes this victory even more impressive is the context the Wildcats had suffered a tough loss to Colorado in their previous match. So this was not just a win, it was a statement. It showed the team's resilience and mental toughness to bounce back immediately against a ranked opponent. Every set was a nail-biter, especially the second, while stretched to 32-30, highlighting Arizona's ability to perform in the most pressure-packed moments. This win is a testament to preparation, focus, and the confidence the team has built under head coach Sharita Stubbs and her staff.
Absolutely, Trevor. And what really stands out here is how the Wildcats executed in clutch situations, particularly during those extended rallies in the second and third sets. Baylor is a team known for aggressive attacks and disciplined rotations, but Arizona spread the offense across multiple players, keeping Baylor off balance and controlling the pace of play. Statistically, the team excelled in hitting efficiency and service pressure, forcing Baylor into unforced errors at key moments. After the Colorado loss, where unforced errors cost the team several crucial points, this match was a complete turnaround. It is clear that the coaching staff emphasized mental toughness, situational awareness, and consistent communication on the court, and how the team responded perfectly, it was great to see.
I agree. That level of execution and focus shows not just individual skill, but the strength of the team culture and preparation. Avery, from your perspective, how does this win reflect the growth of the program and the way the Wildcats are responding to challenges this season?
Beyond the stats, this win really shows the culture of the program. Coach Sharita Stubbs and her assistant have instilled resilience, accountability, and confidence in the players, which is exactly what you need to rebound from a tough loss like the one against Colorado. Sweeping a ranked opponent in such close sets demonstrates that the team can not only compete but thrive under pressure. For students and fans watching, it is inspiring to see how preparation, teamwork, and trust in your teammates can turn a previous setback into a defining victory. Looking ahead, the Wildcats now carry this momentum into their next match against UCF on October 17th, and if they maintain this focus, they could be a major force in the Big 12 this season.
Absolutely. Arizona's sweep over Baylor proves that this team is capable of rising to the occasion, even after setbacks. The combination of strong coaching, mental toughness, and a balanced, versatile attack makes this team one to watch in the conference. Wildcats fans, keep an eye on this squad as they take on UCF and continue their journey through the Big 12 play. Their next 3 games are all road matches, which will be a true test of their resilience and ability to perform under pressure. This victory isn't just a rebound, it is a clear message that Arizona volleyball belongs at the top of the standings. And as Arizona continues their football season, this most recent matchup was an absolute thriller. Hosting Big 12 opponent BYU in a rainy battle, it was a game that came down to the wire. UATV3 reporter Elias Bonilla was at the game to tell us the details of this duel.
In a rainy double overtime thriller, Arizona just loses to BYU 33-27. For their 6th game of the season and their 5th home game this year, the Arizona Wildcats celebrated Family Weekend by hosting the BYU Cougars. The match was primed to be one of the toughest yet for Arizona, as the 18th-ranked BYU football team was undefeated heading into the game. For Arizona, they knew that their offense had to be both efficient and mistake-free. The game kicked off as scheduled, despite the threat of rain being an issue all weekend long. BYU got the ball first, and although they punted on their opening drive, they made up for it on their second possession, where running back LJ Martin found the end zone. Arizona struggled to find any offensive success early, while BYU wasted no time, and before the Wildcats knew it, it was 14-0 just 11 minutes into the game. The early setback didn't deter Arizona, where a successful 75-yard drive resulted in a Chris Hudson touchdown at the end of the first. Chaos ensued though as rain began to pummel Arizona Stadium. Fans were asked to evacuate and the game was delayed. Despite the weather, fans were optimistic about the game.
I think the U of A is hoping it'll slow the Cougar momentum down, but we're good.
After about 45 minutes, the second quarter kicked off. Arizona forced a turnover on downs for BYU, which allowed Arizona to close the lead thanks to a field goal. The Wildcats' offense became electric as a 35-yard touchdown to Chris Hunter allowed the Wildcats to take the lead into the half. For BYU, they had a missed field goal and an interception thrown in the second quarter. BYU's struggles only continued into the third, as a costly interception allowed Arizona to turn it into a 35-yard touchdown by running Kedra Cedric Risano. Despite the lead, BYU wasn't ready to call it quits yet. With a field goal and a late game tying rushing touchdown by BYU's quarterback, the Cougars tied up the game at the end of the fourth, taking us to overtime. Arizona received the ball first but was forced to kick a field goal, making it 27-24. BYU responded with a field goal of their own, forcing double overtime. However, things took a turn for the worse for Arizona. Their 7-yard run by Bear Bachmeier took BYU to 33. Arizona tried to tie the game back, but in their final drive of the game, 3 incomplete passes sealed Arizona's fate. BYU would win while Arizona would fall to 4-2. In the post-game conference, Coach Brett Brennan explained why he believes Arizona lost.
I think it's a combination of BYU being a good football team, and I think it's also a combination of just us not executing on the level we need to when we get down the red zone.
Although dejected, cornerback Trayden Stoops was able to find positives in their close loss.
I think we've shown flashes that we can be a dominant defense, and we just need to keep executing at a high level to get there.
Arizona will head on the road for the next few weeks, where they play Houston and Colorado. For UATV3, I'm Elias Bonilla.
When we come back, tonight's student reporter Jacob Aries will be heading into the huddle with a member of the University of Arizona women's basketball team practice squad.
I'm Kate Condon, and you're watching UATV3.
This is Madeline Heinrich, and you're watching UATV3.
I'm Jaden Zelm.
I'm Demetra Alarcon.
I'm Carly Siegel.
I'm Delaney Penn.
I'm Gabby Rosenberg.
I'm Rachel. My name's Simone.
I'm Isabella Will.
I'm Avery Klein.
I'm Joey Bernal Alonso.
And I'm Pablo Rojas.
And you're watching
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jacob Aries, and I will be your student interviewer for tonight's show. I am joined by Alex Kastner, a member of the practice squad for the University of Arizona women's basketball team. It's now time to get into the huddle. Alex, how's it going?
It's going good, Jacob. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. Have you ever done an interview before?
No, not yet, but this is my first one, and I'm excited to get into it.
Well, thank you so much. They're only going to get better from here. My first question for you is, how tall are you?
6'9", but a lot of people like to say 6'7".
I was thinking you were more 6'7", but what position do you play?
I'm a center my whole life.
Now, is that a position that you've kind of worked your way, or have you always been a center, or have you been maybe a point guard when you were shorter?
No, I was always a center. I was always the tallest as a kid. I was always sticking out from other people height-wise, so I was always the center down low.
And how would you say, whose game do you model after? I feel like the world of the center has always been evolving. Are you more of a dominant type of player? Or how do you like to diversify your skills?
I would say, I've never been asked that actually. I would say I'm more of a modern center. I use my height to my advantage more than just a strength. So I'd say I like to compare myself to Yao Ming.
Yao Ming.
Yao Ming.
So you got this immense height, but you have good footwork is what you're saying.
Yeah, I would say I move pretty well for my size.
Okay. And so you're a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you from?
Connecticut.
Connecticut. And what was the reason maybe you chose to come to the University of Arizona? Were you thinking about trying out for the team? What was the decision coming here?
Yeah, I've always liked the school, and one thing I looked forward to was trying out to the men's team. I was going to try to walk on this year.
And did that happen? What happened?
Sadly not, because of the new NIL rules. The roster reached capacity, but hopefully next year there's a chance.
And so by not getting onto the team, that influenced the decision to make it onto the practice team?
Yeah, basically. I wanted to stay in shape and also just create nice connections and see what it's really like in a Division I practice.
And so being on the practice team, you've gone to see this women's team before they've actually come out and had exhibition, had media days. What can fans expect for this upcoming season?
It's definitely a whole new team, obviously. There's only one returning player. Coach Burke, she's a beast. She will put you in your place and make sure you do it right. And if you don't do it right, you're leaving the gym. So I think she has high expectations for them. They have high expectations, and I think she'll coach her way to a good season.
I mean, from what I've seen, I'm definitely looking forward to this season, and she's definitely implemented a culture that if you haven't been bought in yet, I mean, be prepared, because she means business, and everyone seems collectively bought in. Mm-hmm. Is there a player on the team that sort of taken this team captain role? Because like you said, there's only been one returner.
Yeah, I would say Mickey Purdue for sure. She is definitely one of the leaders of the team. I think she's a fifth year, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that definitely that veteranship she has over the other players that makes her one of the leaders on the team.
Right. So not only because she's an older player, not that age, it's a consideration, but it's also what she provides on the court that people seem to want to look to her as a leader.
Yeah, exactly. She's very strong. She's very tough with her words and stuff like that, and she could just get you motivated to get going.
Awesome. Well, tell me a little bit about what goes into your day being a practice squad member of this team. Walk us through your day.
So we'll get to the gym around 11:15, depending on the day. We'll either be practicing at McHale or the Richard Jefferson Stadium. The girls will go watch film for around 30 minutes to an hour, and then we'll get into some drills. They'll start working on drills to work on their game, and after around 20 minutes of that, we'll hop in and start scrimmaging against them, whether they're running plays against us and going against different types of defenses or vice versa. We're running different types of offensives similar to teams that they'll go against. Like today we were working on what West Texas A&M runs, which is who they're going against in their exhibition. So it's basically something like that of just preparing them for what's to come.
And you were talking about modeling certain performances after certain teams that they're going to be going up against. How important is it for them to watch this film, and are you guys as practice members watching this film with them?
We're not necessarily watching the film, but we definitely get handed playbooks and stuff like that for us to kind of just go over what type of plays they like to run, or like their tendencies. Like say this team likes to run two bigs down low, this team likes to have a 5 out, this team runs a small lineup. So I think that's where we kind of get in with the film, I guess. But the girls definitely pay a lot more attention with the film because they're seeing from last year and stuff like that what some of these teams do and what their coaching styles are like.
Right. Now, with this upcoming season, what do you think is the ceiling?
You know, it's a rough spot they're put into, like a fresh new roster, no really recruits. It's just they grabbed a bunch of people basically and put them on a team. But I think with how the team's been working so far over the summer and now, and with Coach Burke, I think this team could definitely make a run in the Big 12 tournament going against those other women's teams. But the Big 12 is a hard conference for women's basketball. I think it'll be rough for them to succeed like out of conference, even though it's a lighter schedule. But I think they'll definitely do decent in the Big 12 and make a run in the tournament, hopefully getting deep into the tournament, giving them a March Madness spot.
It seems like this team's at a very pivotal point. They're trying to build something new, but this could be the start of something really great and attract a lot new talent moving forward. If I'm not mistaken, they're already having recruits coming, looking at the school for the next season, and we haven't even begun.
Yeah.
What do you think that has said about what's being built right now, and how can we sustain that moving forward?
I think even though people don't like to admit it, this year is definitely a building year, and they're trying to establish a culture in McHale with the women's team, so they're trying to get recruits to understand that culture, and they're trying to like make that culture a thing, so recruits see that and they're like, oh, when I go here next year, this is the culture, this is what's going to be like.
What games are you most looking forward to for this women's team to go up against?
I'm definitely looking forward to the conference play. Like I said, Big 12 is really good with women's basketball. I think I'm definitely looking forward to the Iowa State game. Iowa State has been very dominant last year with Audie Crooks, and I'd like to see how they play against her. And I'm also looking forward to, I would say, the TCU game, Texas Christian. They were very good last year. Even though they lost key pieces like Haley Van Lith, I think they'll still be a dominant team in the Big 12.
For sure, absolutely. This Big 12 conference seems to be very much a strong basketball one, if not a very strong basketball women's program. I got a couple more questions. This one may be a pretty decisive one, but LeBron or Michael Jordan?
I thought we were talking about practice team. I definitely have to go. I think I'm a younger guy, so it definitely influences it, but definitely I think I'd say LeBron. I think the years of longevity, I think LeBron, if you put it on paper, LeBron is the greatest, Jordan was the best. So skill-wise, dominance, Jordan, but accolades and like just longevity and like being in this league and dominating for so long, it goes to LeBron, I think.
That concludes this installment of Inside the Huddle. I want to give a special thanks to tonight's guest. When we come back, Trevor, Avery, and Elias will be back. Once again, I'm Jacob Barries, your student reporter for the evening.
Thanks for tuning back into the starting lineup. The MLB postseason is finally here, and the stakes could not be higher. Every pitch, every bat, and every managerial decision is a minefield at this time of year. From the wild card games to the division series, we are seeing teams and players rise to the occasion or fall short under pressure. The remaining teams, Los Angeles Dodgers, Milwaukee Brewers, Seattle Mariners, and Toronto Blue Jays, competing to punch their ticket to the World Series. Tonight, we'll be breaking down the top matchups, key storylines, and players to watch as the chase for the World Series heats up.
The defending champions and the Los Angeles Dodgers started the season strong, showing the depth and talent that helped them win the World Series last year. However, they faced some challenges mid-season with injuries and inconsistent offense, which made their path to the postseason a little more complicated than expected. Last night, the Dodgers delivered a crucial win in the wild-card game, showing why they are still a force to be reckoned with. Their pitching staff was locked in with starting pitcher Yamamoto pitching the first complete game. The first complete game in the playoffs in 8 years. Their performance last night boosted a 5-1 win over the Brewers to lead the series 2-0. Game 3 will take place this Thursday at Dodger Stadium in front of a passionate home crowd.
The Seattle Mariners, they started the season strong, showing incredible consistency in both offense and pitching, and remained a top team in the American League all season. Last night, the Mariners played a highly competitive game in the wild card, displaying the resilience and focus that have defined their year. Their starting pitcher, Logan Gilbert, pitched for 3 innings, striking out multiple batters and keeping the opposition off balance. Offensively, the team executed well with timely hits, smart base running, and a strong team approach to scoring, showing why they're a threat in the postseason. This game was a clear reminder that the Mariners have both the talent, roster depth, and mental toughness to go deep into October. They play Game 3 at home versus the Milwaukee Brewers.
I see you guys talked about the teams that are up 2-0 in their respective series. And to mention, their next games are at home. Do you see the Dodgers punching a ticket back to the World Series?
Well, Trevor, to win Game 3 and take control of the series against the Milwaukee Brewers, the Los Angeles Dodgers need to execute on multiple fronts. First, their starting pitcher must deliver a deep outing, going at least 6 to 7 innings while limiting runs and striking out key Brewer hitters. The bullpen also needs to be sharp, maintaining focus and avoiding late inning mistakes, since the Brewers have shown they can capitalize on even small gaps in pitching. Offensively, the Dodgers must get timely hits, move runners effectively, and avoid stranding base runners, especially with the Brewers' strong starting pitching. They will also need to be aggressive but smart on the bases, taking advantage of any defensive miscues without making risky plays. If the Dodgers can combine consistent pitching, clutch hitting, and strategic base running, they will not only win Game 3, but also position themselves to close out the series and advance to the next round.
Avery, what can you say about the eventual World Series champions, the Seattle Mariners?
Are you a fan, Trevor? I couldn't tell. Last time they made it to American League Championship Series was back in 2001, but have never made it to the World Series. To win Game 3 and take control of the series against the Toronto Blue Jays, the Seattle Mariners need to execute with precision on both sides of the ball. First, their starting pitcher must deliver a strong outing, going at least 6 to 7 innings, while keeping the Blue Jays off balance and limiting runs. The bullpen also needs to maintaining consistency and avoiding late inning mistakes, because the Blue Jays have shown they can capitalize on even minor errors. Offensively, the Mariners must get timely hits, drive in runners, and avoid standing base runners. Particularly against the Toronto's strong pitching, they also need to take advantage of opportunities on the bases. Using smart aggressiveness without taking unnecessary risks, if the Mariners can combine clutch hitting, strategic base running, and consistent pitching, they will have a strong chance to win Game 3 and position themselves to close out the series and advance to the next round. Maybe they can be this year's Cinderella story and claim the first World Series.
Wouldn't that be nice? We're going to take our last commercial break of the night. Do not go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to close out the show with our messages.
I'll be right there.
Thanks, cameraman. You're my hero.
Hello, everyone. As we wrap up tonight's show, we are going to shout out some special people with our messages. My message goes out to Ando Momofuku, the inventor of instant noodles and cup ramen. As the semester ramps up more and more and my bank account goes down more and more, I'm at $2 right now, I cannot express my undying gratitude for the ingenious invention that are instant noodles. Momofuku-san, thank you so much.
Perhaps on a more serious note, my message goes out to NASCAR driver Ryan Blaney and his foundation for raising the most money for the Rowan Cabarrus Walk to End Alzheimer's event last week. By donating over $13,000, the foundation's donation will hopefully help continue Alzheimer's research. Awesome job to the 2023 Cup Series champion.
And Avery, who does your shout out go to?
Well, Trevor, my shout out goes to the University of Arizona's men's basketball team as they compete against St. Mary's College this Saturday. This will be the first time they play an outside team this season as they play at home in an exhibition match at 2 p.m. this Saturday. This will definitely give us a glimpse into how the team season will go this season, so good luck, guys.
Well, thank you for tuning in tonight. Be sure to check us out on social media and watch the next Wildcats on Monday. Have a great week. Until next time, bear down, Wildcats.